Hello everyone, I hope this video finds you all well today. In this video we are going to be covering the F-5E Remastered and asking if it's really worth your hard-earned money. This video will be split into different parts as listed now. Part 1, introduction of the review. Part 2, explanation and discussion of features, the main body of this review. Part 3, community reaction and opinion. Part 4, conclusion. Is it actually worth your money? So with this out of the way, onto the actual review intro.
Hello everybody, my name is Winter, call sign Grumpy, and I'm a member of Tactical DCS's IP team as well as their media team, and in this video we will be doing a review of the F-5E Remastered to see if it is actually worth spending your money on. So before we start talking about the module itself, here are some disclaimers for you all. This was not sent to me by Eagle Dynamics, meaning I have spent my own money on this, and even if this was sent to me by them, this will be an honest review, just like any review I either voice or write for Tactical DCS. I am not affiliated in any way with Eagle Dynamics at the time of making and writing this video, so I have no idea what's being worked on internally, and thus it will not be discussed unless it is stated to be worked on by a member of ED staff. And lastly, this is, at the end of the day, my opinion. I have tried to look at all the facts and what the community as a whole thinks about the module, but I am the one who has written this review and the one who has voiced it, so please keep that in mind. So, with those out of the way, let's get to talking about the Remastered F5. The F-5E Remastered is a paid graphical update and improvement to the Belsim Tech F-5E Tiger II Full Fidelity module, now called the Legacy model, and not the Flaming Cliffs 2024 F-5E. If you already own the original Belsim Tech F5, you have the option of upgrading to Remastered for a lower price.
The new F-5E will cost you $60, however, if you currently own the original Belsim Tech F-5E, you can buy it for $10, then $16 after a 3-month period.
So, what do you get with this Remastered F-5E? I'm glad you asked. Here's the feature list from ED's own newsletters. ED's 22nd of November newsletter. Key features of the Remastered DCS F-5E include remastered external cockpit model based on the latest graphics technologies to create a highly accurate and realistic model. Newest external animations have also been added. Remastered cockpit with greatly improved resolution, glass surfaces, and attention to detail. Addition of a first-person view pilot in the cockpit view. New afterburner effects coming soon. New velocity effect based on the aircraft's angle of attack, also coming soon. Numerous bug fixes and tunings such as damage modeling, sensors, and avionics. And on the 6th of December, new features of the upgrade include all new and highly detailed external model and new cockpit rebuilt from scratch, 3 different helmets with 4 separate liveries, new and highly detailed pilot model great for virtual reality, detailed gun base with removable panels, and new ramp covers for parked aircraft. Overall, not a bad feature list, including bug fixes that come to not only the Remastered but also the Legacy F-5E. However, in the usual ED fashion, this update did cause and include some new bugs for the F5, both Legacy and the Remaster. Some examples that I have personally found being unable to hide the flight stick, not able to open the maintenance and gun bays, not able to use the new ramp covers, not able to dim the internal cockpit lights. So let's give them points where it's due. The new external and pilot 3D model looks phenomenal. As to be expected, we've seen this recently with the new F-18 and F-16 pilot models and a slew of external upgrades, and it shows how they have refined it and are now able to add and update that to older modules and bring them up to date. The new and fixed missions for the F-5E are also worth something here, as they actually work now, which is great to see, and hopefully ED will consider doing more of these and more fixes for some of their more neglected modules that could do with some love. One of the main selling points for the remaster is the new cockpit as shown here, and compared to the old one, I can say it looks slightly better. The new glass textures, as well as some of the switches, look great. The cockpit as a whole feels and looks a lot better in normal resolution, also generally less blurry. However, I feel as though there has been very little that has actually changed from the original cockpit outside of a couple of new textures. One of the best things we had seen from the community was the massive amounts of legacy F-5E cockpit liveries that not only improved textures, but also fix issues with instrument readability. This does bring up the point where we have to ask ourselves where the 7,000 plus man hours went when I have trouble looking at it and figuring out what has changed other than a retexture, when I can get something comparable if not better from a community mod or livery. As seen here, this one is called Foreign Relations, and this was my personal cockpit of choice, and it worked phenomenally, and here are some more examples shown right now. For a lot of the community, I've seen people talk about this and how they wish they could put this over the new cockpit model to make things look crisper or have a sense of familiarity. However, the unfortunate news is that if you have the remastered F5 installed, you can't do that, and this leads us on to our next point. That being the lack of liveries, and that any old livery does not work on the new F5E model. Now, this is incredibly disappointing. Over at TDCS, we have our own liveries like most groups, especially for certain aircraft, and due to this update, like many other people, we can't use them or our favourite liveries anymore. There's also the lack of new capabilities. It's the same old F5 with really no new weapons at all, which leads us rather nicely into what the community thinks. Part 3. The community. The community reaction to the remaster has been less than stellar, and there have been of course people who like and enjoy this, but we're going to focus on what the larger majority of the community appear to think and show. For this, we're going to be talking about two large parts of the community, in particular those being the livery making community and the wider community. First, why don't we begin with the simplest of the two, the livery making community, and why they are unhappy. This primarily stems from a lack of support for older liveries, to the fact ED haven't released the new F-5E template and the model is currently encrypted, so it can't be viewed in the model viewer. Let's talk about the easy stuff first. ED have already stated that the new F-5E Remastered template will be out by Christmas. Next is the problem of the F-5E Remastered model that can't be viewed or accessed in the model viewer. Big Nui has said that this has been passed on to the internal ED team, so I hope this issue will be getting resolved very soon. At the end of the day, the lack of support for old liveries is to be expected due to the entirely new external 3D model. But I understand what some members of the community were expecting, something such as the Black Shark 3 or A10C2, where this would be its own separate module in the Missionator instead of overwriting an already existing one, as ED did not effectively communicate that this would not be like their two previous upgrades. Now onto the not so fun and longest part, the wider community. It's safe to say the reception from the wider community has not been a good one from the remaster's poorly received release, a lack of new features, and capabilities all the way to the confusion about what model of the F-5E we even have been taking place all across forums, Reddit, Discords, and even the YouTube comment sections. There was an expectation from the majority of the community for the paid upgrade to include a boosting capability, expectations ranging from completely reasonable to outlandish suggestions, starting with the most outlandish being a full F-5E EM upgrade or an F-5M with a full glass cockpit, MFDs, USCs and hoods, to the more reasonable ones that the community have been asking for years now, such as an air-to-air refueling probe having 4 sidewinder missiles, wingtip fuel tanks and even Mavericks, or something as simple as AIM-9 lemurs or mites that have gone completely under the radar, even though the F-5E could carry them in real life. This leads us on to our next point: what version of the jet do we even have? The new external model leads us and the community to believe that it is an export model due to the dorsal antenna, which means it should allow for options that were available to export models as per the Respawn Quest stated earlier, which makes it even more of a Frankenjet than it already was, which a lot of the community wishes ED would lead into and allow for some leeway in weapons and features. For more on the pros and cons and the remaster's rocket release, there's a link to Dr. Gypsy's own F-5E review where he has a section that covers it rather nicely. There will be a link in the description down below, so feel free to check that out. Now for the part you've most likely all been waiting for, or have at least skipped to. The question we asked was, is the F-5E Remaster worth your money? And my answer is very simple. If you fly the F-5E very often and want the new eye candy that comes with the new external and pilot 3D model, then sure, you get a good and solid external model upgrade and some more bug fixes. Well, that's really it. Now with some luck, ED will listen to the community and start adding capabilities such as 4 sidewinders, later model sidewinders, etc. As said earlier, that would make this worth every penny. However, right now, that is not on the list as far as the community knows.
So if you do not fly the F-5E often, or even at all, then do not bother. This will be a complete waste of money for too little gain. Hell, I wouldn't even recommend you spend your miles on this either, especially after 3 months when the price increases. This upgrade is barely worth $5 at the moment, but upping it to $16 after those 3 months has passed is ridiculous, maybe even borderline extortion of the player base. In conclusion, our expectations for ED were low, but after seeing substantial upgrades to both the K50 and A10C for similar amounts of money, this just doesn't feel like the bang for our buck we'd expect to see, especially from a much beloved module. Well, wasn't that interesting? Thank you for watching. This is a first for us, at least with this form of video. Feel free to let us know what you guys think in the comments. If you want to see more from us here at the Tactical DCS YouTube channel, feel free to subscribe and turn on notifications, as there will definitely be more content coming out next year, including more of this. And lastly, if you want to come and fly with us or learn an airframe, feel free to join our Discord. All relevant links are in the description below. Thank you very much for watching and have a great day.